Good afternoon, this is Fantastic Panda, and I'm here to bring you a review for Pearl. This is the newest A24 movie and a prequel to the X movie that came out earlier this year, and it was filmed alongside X and kind of in secret for it to be released only a few months after that. This movie stars Mia Goth in the titular Pearl role, and a pretty good cast around her as well, but it's Mia Goth's show really. Pearl is living in 1918. This is set during the time of the Spanish influenza and the end of the First World War. And, because of the influenza, kind of like COVID a couple years back, people are wearing masks, they're being really careful, kind of going outside. And Pearl is already kind of in a secluded area. She lives in a farm, she's a farm girl. Her dad is really ill and basically completely immobilized, and her mom is a very stern German mother who doesn't really like Pearl pursuing her interests. Pearl feels really trapped in this farm, and she wants to go outside to the cities and be a ballerina and kind of become a star. That's what drives her. And her parents, her mom by being really strict and her dad by being ill and needing some attention from Pearl, are preventing her from doing that, from pursuing those dreams. So that's kind of the premise on which the movie comes to develop. So obviously from that point, Pearl starts doing some stuff. Not gonna spoil the movie beyond what you've seen in the trailer, but yeah, obviously it unfolds into a horror movie. I would say the horror elements of this aren't necessarily like jump scares kind of things. It's really not trying to go for that. It's building up some suspense with what audience expectations are of the Pearl character and what she's doing, because we start learning kind of how she operates, and we start learning, she is very emotionally unstable. So it really plays into that, and it utilizes some great camera movements and some great editing to kind of keep the audience a little bit on edge while they're watching Pearl kind of do her stuff. Mia Goth in this Pearl role, is just absolutely unbelievable. Definitely one of the best performances I've seen so far this year. And she just carries this character so well, has such an emotional range throughout the movie, is able to navigate through those emotions from being happy to being upset to being frantic and crazy to being really scary. I mean, to be able to juggle those things in a short span of time requires a really, really talented actress. And Mia Goth just shows everybody with this that she is a person and a star to be reckoned with. Absolutely amazing performance from her. And, I think if there was any justice in this world, she would be getting some attention for, a lead actress nomination at the Oscars and other award ceremonies. Really hope that happens. And yeah, I mean, we'll see how the conversation unfolds. I've seen Variety put out an article today saying that she should get some attention, so I'm not the only one thinking this. Another thing to really hone in on are the technical elements of this movie. The cinematography is breathtaking and really vibrant and lucid and very intentional from Ty West. They're going for this kind of old movie kind of feel about it, so the saturation is really up and the vibrancy is really cranked up. And the end result is just a really beautiful technicolor world, which is contrasted by the horror tone of the movie, of course, which just really, really worked for me. It just really, really worked for me. And the score and the sound design and everything with the vinyl feel to it also completely did the trick. I think fit the movie extremely well. Added onto that, the editing of the movie was really sharp and really smart. There was some moments of quirkier editing towards the end that also really worked for me. And just overall, I think the experience, the Pearl character and the elements of the movie just made it great for me. Some of the points that people, including myself, might dock off from this movie as far as not considering to be perfect or absolutely amazing, is that maybe it treads some common ground that's been explored before. It doesn't try to do anything crazy, but I don't really think that should tarnish people's opinion on the movie at all. It just makes it not a completely mind-blowing movie, but an excellent movie in its scale. It's $1 million and it looks like it had 15 at the very least. I mean, they really, really stretched that budget, and Ty West with this proves that he is an absolute master at just pulling off something very precise and very specific. There's also a scene in this movie that's like an 8-minute Pearl monologue, and obviously just making that choice of doing such a long monologue and sticking with Mia Goth's face is very bold and risky, and it requires, a risky filmmaker, but it also requires an extremely talented actress to be able to be pulled off. And I'm glad both of them were on the same page here, because thank God for Ty West, and I guess Mia Goth was also a screenwriter on this. So for both of their creative input into having this scene, and for Mia Goth's absolutely amazing delivery, where she goes through the whole spectrum of emotions and just knocks it out of the park. I mean, I was completely blown away by her performance. I was kind of blown away by this movie, honestly, because I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. And yeah, I mean, I would really, really recommend this to any like fun horror fan. This is not like a drab horror movie. This is not just kind of like whatever that's been put out there by a horror studio. This is a smart movie. This is a smart movie, and it's made with such passion and such cinematic ability that I think anybody and everybody who likes horror should see this. So I'm gonna give Pearl a very, very high 8 out of 10. I'm almost leaning into 9 territory. This is a very, very good movie. I would super recommend this to anybody. And I'm really curious to hear people's thoughts on it. If you've seen it, please leave some comments below. And if you haven't, please go check it out. Also, if you feel like liking and subscribing, I would really appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. And thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you next time. And as always, peace.